Now we're coming to the most difficult bit and the most fun bit, is how to configure Alice. So we've got actually three, right? 3 ways of installing, well, using Alice. And the only differences are some files that we used. Oh, sorry, I wanted to melt. Some files, and the files are, this is the official one, right? The website is there, and the rest are just maintenance files. Everything is still the same. Now I figured everything out a little bit already in advance. That's why we have a ArcoLinux, a GitHub from Eric Dubois, right? So AA is here, Alice is here, and LSDev is here. So these two guys, we should compare them. What did I do? So configuring things. Now, before we maybe compare, you go to the internet. And there's a lot of information here available already. So principles, features, have a look at all the code. But basically, and that's something we sadly have to say to people, read. We just don't use the F word, but read. We have here all kinds of files, and it's actually easier to find or to show you here. Why? Because of the coloring, right? Blue, blue, and blue. And all the rest are scripts. So the configuration is what you need to have a look at. You can use the Alice packages, for instance, separately. Use only that script and say, I'm gonna put in a list of all the packages and run only that. That's possible as well. I haven't tried that because I want to have an unattended ArcoLinux. When I boot up again, GIMP is there, Inkscape is there, whatever I want is there. And it's all here. You see already a few words here. Applications you recognize. So this is packages. Okay. This is something else. And yes, I did not read either. And I have asked questions of Pico. Thanks for your patience. And he answered them, right? But read. And this time I'm gonna read. Some variables values are preceded by a exclamation character. This means that the value is ignored. It's not used. So fine. Some variables accept a single value. Single means just the one, not multiple. Just choose one of the guys, like booting, for instance. It's grub, or it's refined, or it's systemd. It can't be all three. That you get, right? So single means the one thing. Some variables are Boolean, so true or false. Read ArcoLinux wiki pages and so on. Okay. Init. Keys set keyboard layout. Now maybe this is the time to tell to people, this is not for the beginner of Linux, right? We do hope that you have already some knowledge of ArcoLinux in the sense that you have gone at least, oops, with an X, at least seen the video, gone through the phases of ArcoLinux installation. If you have done that, then what happens now and next will make more sense. Load keys, Eric Dubois has to go to AZERTY. Many people are fine with US keyboards, and that's standard on Arch. But some of us need to change, and things will get complicated. All right, so keys. He's from Spain, I'm thinking, España, right? S. The log file as saved. Log file. That's interesting to know. Where is the log file? Var log alice.log. Okay. So I've set that to true. I want to have that. I need to figure out what my keys were. Trial and error, trial and error. Okay. Then everything about partitioning. Device sets, which is the device for the installation. Okay, true. In the meantime, we've been working together for a few days. QEMU is calling it not SDA, VDA. So that has been added. Device trim is true, LVM is false or true, logs password, true or false. So read up here what you need to do. BTRFS subvolumes, this is suggestion number 1, and this is another one. Just a hashtag away, right? Partition modes or swap size first. So if you delete, and that's the thing, right? How the power of the machine, or the power of the script is, boom, it's installed. It will use single, just one. It will use now 2 GB of swap size. There's no swap partition, no choice. It's just this, unless maybe you do something in here, but no need, right? So remember, in my case, it's number 8. Exclamation mark, back. Partition mode here, auto or custom. Only tried auto until now, but there is more. Custom ported UEFI, custom ported BIOS, things to set, numbers to change. So yes, I guess we can make a partition for swap if we wanted to. We have all possibilities, so that's one of the things that attracts it for me too. I've just seen the tip of the iceberg. There are so many things I can still try out, and combos and this and that, and that's great as well. The flexibility of the script. Didn't use anything with wireless, since everything is wired here. Reflector, false or true? Yeah, true, please. And he uses Spain. I'm using Sweden to get my OS back. Pacman mirror, where's it coming from? Okay. The kernels, still used Linux. Tried once Linux LTS, I think. ZST is used. This is for the guys who have NVMEs, who know they're ill. Some of us, oh, not all NVMEs, but some have issues, so you need to add it to the kernel parameter, so you get, well, the system sees it, that you have an NVMe, the kernel sees it. And here are the drivers, auto, and here it says you must know which brand is graphics hardware. With auto value, Intel driver is used. For Intel brand, AMD GPU. For AMD brand, NVIDIA driver, so the normal sudo pacman minus NVIDIA will be used. And you can add more things like NVIDIA DKMS here. Single, again. KMS is true, fast boot, so always go back up. Oh, KMS is not documented. So we'll ask if we can get more descriptions up here for KMS, which means you can add more to the makeinitcpio.conf, extra elements. Fast boot true is getting more in, I think, a mods probe thing for Intel, if I remember correctly. The same goes here. So some more information is maybe in order here in these lines. Vulkan is true, but what's not documented, guys, read the code. Again, read the code. It's all in the code, what this variable or where the variable is going to be used and what will be the result of it. So I just read the code, but now I see it's not documented yet, right? Hardware acceleration, true, and Intel media driver is installed. Some more configuration. So he lives in Madrid. I just changed it to Brussels, eh? And here is España. So no, just English is fine for me. But this took me the longest time, and probably for you as well. But if you see his example, if you see mine example, and if you have done your Arch Linux installations in the past, you'll figure it out. So, on the fonts, we'll get to the details of these things when we do our compare. And here we create our username. I don't want interactivity, right? If ask password, Alice asks for a password. I don't want that. I want an unattended installation. So I'll put my password in here very secretly. My username is Eric and my password is Eric. Fine, right? It's online. Everybody sees it, everyone knows it. It's in my videos anyway. Systemd haven't played around with it yet. Making it CPO all these settings. So UDEV is not used, and so on and so on. But it will use anyway. The ArcoLinux has its own hooks that it will use. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. But maybe VMD for the guys who have the NVMe. Here we're using systemd. So grub, refined, systemd. Bash, single, always single. I've been playing around only with KDE until now. But there are more choices. Again, single. Multilib is actually a library, so true or false, use it or not. When do you want to install packages? Edit alicepackages.conf to select packages, perfect, right? Understood. Packages install Pipewire, yes, no. Requires packages install, true. Ah, yeah, true. So true and true will be my case. I don't know what this is. Vagrant for build a virtual box with Packer. I'm not familiar with Packer yet. And then some systemd units. Like here the firewall. But what's more interesting maybe is Bluetooth. Have Bluetooth available on your system. And reboot is true. So we've gone through the changes. It seems I have changed something because it's up here. Control Z. Ah yeah, I've changed the swap size here. Voila, no changes whatsoever. Then we do our compare. What choices did I make? You make your own choices, right? But what choices do I, Eric Dubois, living in Belgium, need to make with my keyboards and all? So this is the official one. Okay, that's the official one. Then the one from Eric, which is this one. And let's compare. Well, let's get Packer back in. Like I said, not my thing, but let's keep it anyway. Refresh. So we have a Git that's new. And then we have the start. Okay. Let's go from top to bottom. The Git is just maintenance. These two guys can be ignored. Let's start with the configuration. We just went through the configuration. BE Latin 1. It's my keyboard. That's AZERTY. Do I want logging? Yes, please. Logging. Boom. It's in. You go on. That's why you need to make your own configuration, right? This is just a workflow video. You make your own GitHub, because here already we're gonna be different. From line 14, you'll have your own keys. Reflector true. Again, country Sweden. You choose your country. A question for the developer. It says countries. How do we type countries? Is it with a space and then type Belgium? Question mark, right? I don't know. Click. And what else is different? Of course, I'm not living in Madrid. I'm living in Brussels. There we go. I don't want the Spanish version. I don't want the Spanish language, and I don't want the key layout to be Spanish. So I figured out eventually, right, after long trial and error. So give yourself time and be patient and try again till you figure out, that's the code. Even me, like 4 years of ArcoLinux, so many ArcoLinux installations, I had to figure it out. So take your time. Once figured out, put it on GitHub, you can forget about it. So that's that. This needed to be in there, key map needed to be in there, not just BE Latin, but the whole thing goes into the file. And this was for the console font. So otherwise, if you do a sudo make init cpio -p, you get this error or warning or something about the console font. We don't want to see that. So there it is. That's the console font. That's ours from ArcoLinux. If you Google it, there are like 60 terminal fonts to choose from. You choose your own font, right? Fine. Then the root password. Everybody knows my root password. Fine, no problem. And the username with my password. Boom. It's on there. It's out there. Here I make a different decision. Systemd, I tell them use grub. Okay. Then I'm gonna make the decision to install KDE. That's why it's different. That's why it's blue. I want to have the multilib. I want to install packages, and you can install Pipewire for me. It was a test for me, right? We can switch from Pulse Audio to Pipewire if we want to. Should we? That's something else. So that's it. Save. If we do a refresh, one file down. Then lspackages.conf, pacman install pipewire true. Do we want to install Firefox? Yes. You see the difference between the exclamation marks that are missing, plus the stuff I need for recording, simple screen recorder, love atom, love like Yakuake, love bash completion, so the tap, and so on. So all these choices, it's entirely up to you what you want. Code is there as well, I see. So delete the exclamation mark means it's installed. Choices. Make your own choices. GNU PG is gonna be installed. Fine. Click. Git is installed and so on. And as a package here, as a custom package, just to know that it would work. These are all categories. The custom is gonna work as well. Nano is in there. And this is your decision time, right? Do you want to install AOR? Yeah, maybe. I'd like Paru bin, I like Yay bin, not Paru, not Yay, and not Hourman. This is just way faster to build. So my installation will be faster. Aha, of course, we want a fast ArcoLinux installation. Inksy is nice to know, is Pulse Audio working? Ah, yeah. Okay. Sublime Text 4. Sublime Text 4. And here I've tested out my Bluetooth service. So music, Spotify is installed and so on and so on. And then I have my Bluetooth that I need. Now, did we see the blues? Control find blues. There he is, blues and blues utils. So decisions. Refresh. Recovery, we did change something it seems. Ah yeah, okay. Haven't gone that way yet. Looks interesting. The word recovery is always nice. If you're learning your way in Linux and say, oh my god, I really bricked my system, then Sounds good. Again, the keys. And refresh. Still one thing different, and that's it. Well, then my own thing there. I've made a decision. When you install KDE, you have Discover. But Discover needs a backend for its packages. So package kit Qt5, I've added it in the list of the function desktop environment KDE. So glance at it. I know it's 1600 lines, but do scroll through it. Look at the functions and the systemd units. Even if it's Chinese, right? Just read the functions. And it gives already a clue. Pacman install. Copy logs. Gives an idea of what's going on, of what elements are in the scripts. And where I can find things. And use the search, right? Use the search. Plasma. Where is Plasma mentioned? Here. I've added this list. Now I can also do the following thing, as we've discussed in our conversation. Save and go back to the packages and put it in here. I say, okay, rather than putting it inside a shell, a script, I can just add it as a package. And of course, you can do that as well. I could put it behind Nano, for example. Control V, package kit. Voila. Then you stay out of your shell scripts and it just goes into the configuration. That's another way of doing things. Let's refresh again. Voila. Now, there's one thing that's different. That's maintenance and that's maintenance, right? This is something special. When I was working on the ISO, I was in the live environment and I changed something, a variable. I went immediately to test it. Now, if I can do a git clone, again, get it again, I don't have to reburn the ISO, right? I can create an ISO on the 1st of January, and in February, I just boot up with that ISO and say git clone. I start the script. I use a start script, let's say it like that. Do you want to get the last GitHub code in, internet required, if it will override anything you may have changed? Answer with yes or no. Yes, it will override everything, that's this line, and get everything in. And I've put this in here because, yeah, I was editing in the live environment and then it overrides it again. I say, oh my God, right? So if you're playing around in the live environment, you get at least the option, do not override, because I've done everything, all kind of things, all kind of changes. And otherwise it's back to the GitHub state. So change to the GitHub, that's basically the message. Change anything to your files on your computer, push to the GitHub, and then pull. Then test. Okay, change something, pull. No, sorry, first push, then in the live environment, pull again and try again. And here, since ArcoLinux does not make them executable, we tell them, look, everything inside that folder, be it def or be it Alice, right? Make everything executable and then start it. And this is the script that starts everything. alice.sh. All right, that covers everything. It's time to push everything to the internet. And of course, this will be my AA. You have to build your AA. Okay, agreed? So these guys, data, we're in data. Watch out, Derek, you're in data. So you need to go to AA. I don't know where I was working now with all these double names. Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's good. Here is package kit duty 5. So the def is now different from the other one. So I'll say, okay, go. Now there's an easier way than just, but it's a human thing to do, and it's an interesting thing to do, to have a def and do it like this, like I'm doing now. Oh, didn't mention that. Plus means unit is enabled, minus disabled, and ignored if it's that, right? So read the code. Now what I want to say is the following. You just can do this, right? Copy to the right, copy to the right, but then the brain has no check. Did I make a typo? Is a different, is an important thing, because you lose hours with typos, right? So go into the code and read again, be Latin, log true, okay, sounds good. Reflector true, Sweden, yeah, better than Spain for me. And go again, read again. Did I make any mistake? There is no Spanish in there. No, there's no Spanish in there. Okay, cool. And then, okay, Latin, fine. And the passwords, and then this, okay. And you again summarize, memorize what options, parameters did I use. That's one reason to have another def. And copy to the right. Both of them are the same. Both will be pushed, which means next video we'll put this one on there. Now maybe, since I'm a lazy kind of guy, for push to all ls gits version 1, Control C. One push to all ls gits. Okay. Good. I was thinking how to write it. This pushes all changes to this thing. What I should change is this. Give me the list of all the directories that start with an A, not the official ls, because hey, we want to keep off from there. We just took git pull there. And then, and then we're gonna count this, okay. Oh, we can improve this. Git pull. So if we were another computer and we push something, then we pull first. This one is a remnant of previous things. And git add all, git commit input. If it's main, it's gonna be main. If it's master, it's gonna be master. So that's a smart way of doing things already. Et voila. We can push this to the online as well. Well, this is not going online, right? It's not on a GitHub. So you'll have to type it. So, but this is for me more fun, push. And then I'll say configuration changed. So the first one, nothing has changed. In the second one, yeah, we changed all kind of things. And the second one, third one as well. So there you go, everything is now online. And you can do with me the exercise. The next exercise is run this. And then we go ahead and then we install it. All right.